These drone strikes perfectly illustrate how desperate and vulnerable Russian soldiers are on the Ukrainian front. Completely exposed and unprotected, they are caught off guard by drones while advancing. Each soldier waits helplessly for the attack, unable to counter or evade. The Ukrainian Signum Battalion struck again in the Lyman direction, targeting and destroying Russian logistics. Fuel trucks, supply vehicles, and ammunition transports were hit one by one. With every attack, Russian troops are left with fewer resources to continue their offensive. These strikes not only cripple enemy resupply efforts, but also expose how vulnerable Russian logistics remain on the front lines. Here is one of the targets, a Russian military vehicle. And this was the soldiers' final glance at the approaching drone. Two Russian soldiers were spotted moving along a road in the Zaporizhzhia region. Their lack of training was evident as they moved in the open. After being tracked for a while, they noticed an approaching drone and tried to flee in different directions. One of them ran into the bushes and became a direct target for the drone. The soldier who ran to hide among the ruins was quickly located and also became a target for the drone. Ukrainian special forces were moving in a vehicle when they suddenly encountered a Russian FPV drone. As it approached, the soldiers quickly dismounted and took cover, opening fire. With a precise and difficult shot, they managed to bring down the drone and neutralize the threat. A Ukrainian FPV drone dives into the forest, locking directly onto Russian soldiers. Three troops, casually talking among themselves, never noticed the drone until it was too late. None of them managed to escape the strike. Here, two Russian soldiers on a motorcycle became the next target of Ukrainian drones. Ukrainian forces struck another Russian oil refinery with drones, causing a massive explosion. This attack disrupted the Russian army's fuel supply lines. A Russian soldier is seen in the FPV drone's camera, firing at it, but he fails to hit the drone and is struck instead. At first glance, it seems like nothing is there. But upon closer inspection, a Russian soldier can be seen in the middle of the field, hiding in a strange position. An FPV drone immediately moves toward him. And the soldier, holding a bottle, becomes the drone's target. A Russian assault group on motorcycles was rapidly advancing toward Ukrainian defensive positions when, unexpectedly, they were hit by a drone strike. They immediately dismounted and tried to find cover, but there was nowhere to hide. Before they could even reach a building, the soldiers were struck by a kamikaze drone attack. Two soldiers tried to escape in a different direction, thinking they had gotten away. When they took cover under a tree, they too were neutralized by the drones. A fighter jet struck the Russia command post with two bombs in the city of Soledar, Donetsk region. The precision strike devastated the target, leaving the command post completely destroyed. During the operation, various types of drones targeted enemy shelters and infantry, delivering precision strikes and causing losses. This mission was carried out by the 74th ORB Ukrainian unit in the village of Zeleny High, Donetsk region. Here, a Russian military truck carrying ammunition to the front line is struck by a fiber optic drone. Throughout the night, Ukrainian forces launched repeated fiber optic drone attacks on Russian supply and logistics lines. A closer look at the vehicles reveals they were also carrying materials for constructing fortifications. Even while moving along roads equipped with signal jammers, they remained completely defenseless against the drones. Here's another target. Soldiers on top of the vehicle can be seen trying to shoot down the drone, but they fail. On the morning of September 17th, several Russian soldiers were detected attempting to cross a river by the 3rd Strike Brigade. Shortly after, FPV drones were launched against the soldiers. The soldiers attempting to cross the river became targets of the FPV drones, one by one. They found nowhere to escape. Other troops tried to flee to different areas, but the drones relentlessly pursued them. Under continuous drone strikes, the Russian soldiers were taken out without a chance to respond. 10 soldiers lost their lives, and within a short time, their assault plan completely failed. Ukrainian drone operators detected a gathering point where Russian soldiers were preparing to launch an assault on Ukrainian positions. Moments later, a HIMARS strike with M30A1 rockets obliterated the site before the attack could even begin. The footage shows Russian soldiers near Crimea attempting to shoot down a Ukrainian drone flying overhead. They fire with various weapons, trying desperately to bring it down. Despite all their firepower, they fail to bring down the drone. One soldier, however, has been attempting to target it with a rocket launcher for some time. After a long wait, they finally managed to hit the Ukrainian drone. In fact, this shows that Ukraine is able to penetrate Russian airspace. Ukrainian forces carried out an effective FPV kamikaze drone strike on Russian positions in the Zaporizhzhia region. In the attack, Russian soldiers' bunkers and military vehicles were destroyed, and a supposedly camouflaged makeshift garage was also targeted. This garage was being used by Russian forces to store ammunition and logistical supplies. Ukraine's drone strikes pierced Russian defensive lines, causing significant losses. Ukrainian forces launched a kamikaze drone attack on Russian trenches. The drones dived directly into enemy positions, destroying fortifications and striking soldiers with precision. Each strike left Russian defensive lines severely damaged, demonstrating the effectiveness and precision of Ukraine's drone operations. A Russian armored brigade advances, with rows of infantry fighting vehicles and tanks moving toward Ukrainian positions, ready to launch their assault. But Ukrainian forces are already in action. Swarms of drones, both highly maneuverable FPV drones and powerful kamikaze drones, descend on the advancing units. Explosions tear through armored vehicles, and the mechanized soldiers find themselves under relentless precision strikes. The Russian brigade, despite its heavy firepower, is unable to respond effectively. Every vehicle is targeted, every bunker threatened. The mechanized unit, intending to initiate an attack, instead falls into a perfectly executed ambush, leaving them destroyed and disoriented on the battlefield. Ukrainian forces continue to press the assault, demonstrating the lethal combination of drone technology and tactical coordination. A Ukrainian fiber optic drone infiltrated a Russian position, targeting an artillery howitzer. A piece of equipment worth hundreds of thousands of dollars was destroyed by just a single FPV drone. The very next target was a D-30 artillery gun, which was also eliminated in the same manner, completely neutralized by the drone. The Ukrainian Ivan Franko drone strike and reconnaissance unit carried out a massive drone operation in the Donetsk region. Every Russian logistical route was systematically targeted, hitting enemy positions along hundreds of kilometers. Armored vehicles, artillery units, and supply convoys were neutralized with precision strikes. Russian forces, attempting to resupply and reinforce their positions, found themselves constantly under threat, unable to move without being tracked. As the battle draws to a close, the full impact of Ukraine's drone operations is clear. Russian forces, despite their numbers and heavy equipment, remain exposed and vulnerable on the front lines. Precision FPV and kamikaze drones have decimated vehicles, artillery, and fortified positions, leaving enemy troops unable to respond. Each strike demonstrates the growing dominance of Ukraine's technological edge in the conflict. Even as the smoke clears and the echoes of explosions fade, the battlefield tells a stark story. In this modern war, unmanned systems have become a decisive force, and the balance of power continues to shift with every drone in the sky.